from day 19. The wind did not let up at all night. In fact, it probably got a little bit worse. Definitely made me a little bit worse for my tent, but we survived. Still windy today. I'm really hoping once we hike a little bit we can get out of this windy area and get back to normal, because not only is it just annoying to camp with wind, it also is exhausting to hike with the wind. The goal today is 20.5 miles to walk or pass campground. Maybe there'll be, it's a drive-in campground, so maybe there'll be non-hikers there who provide trail magic, or if nothing else we can find a camper to secure a ride into Ridgecrest in the morning. But this morning is gonna start off rough. We are climbing 1,600 feet over the next 3.5 miles, and then I think it hopefully evens out from there. I'm probably a little more than halfway up this hill. I've taken off my hat because it's blown off my head a couple times, but I just saw my very first wild bobcat. I used to work at an exotic animal sanctuary, so I've seen them before, but I've never seen one in the wild, so that was really cool. I got video and picture on my phone because my GoPro doesn't zoom, but that is my first really cool animal encounter out here. Of course, bobcat scared me, no issues whatsoever, but it was really dang cool. This might be dramatic, and I'll probably regret this in just a little bit, but I've started essentially going downhill after that climb, and with the wind and in the shade, my thermometer reads that it's 45 degrees, so I had to stop and layer up, put on my puffy, put on pants, and then I have my gloves in my pocket in case I need them. I have absolutely no idea, but I wonder if those mountains right there in the very far background are the Sierra Mountains. We're less than 70 miles away, so it kind of makes sense for us to start seeing the Sierra. Although I did expect that they would be snow-capped, so maybe that is not them, but we'll just see as we keep getting closer. So I'm at the turnoff for my siesta spot. The PCT continues that way, and if I go a quarter mile down this road, apparently there is a spring and a cabin, which means this morning I have so far hiked 13 miles and gained 2,700 feet elevation to make it here, which is pretty typical for how I like to structure my day. I like hiking 3 to 4 hours, or about 10 to 14 miles before I siesta. And I'm not siesting anymore because of the heat. It's hot, but it's very safe to hike throughout the day now, especially with the wind. But literally just to break up the day, give my legs a rest. So 10 to 14 miles to my siesta spot where I relax for a couple hours and then finish off the rest of the day. And so Soren or Soda Pop is the one who most likes to schedule their day like I do, in terms of hiking over half the miles in the morning before resting, and then taking a little bit easier in the afternoon for remainder miles. So for example, today, 13 miles to this spot, that will leave 7.5 miles to the final campsite tonight. So Soda Pop and I usually end up seeing each other at the siesta spot just because we're both kind of in agreement of looking for places, shade, water, and how many miles we like to hike in the morning. And the others may or may not see throughout the day. Usually it's a not see, and then we all meet up at kind of a pre-decided upon campsite for the evening. So I end up spending 99% of my day alone and then socialize at night at the campsite, which works perfectly for who I am as a person. Made it to the cabin, and it's called McIver's Spring. So if we had paced this section differently, apparently people tent around and inside the cabin. So we shall take a look. Looks like a trail register, some random things. Kind of reminds me of a shelter on the AT. And then down there is the spring. So this is where I will be hanging out for the next couple hours. Probably not inside of the cabin because of how dusty it is, but I'll find a space around here. Actually, as I'm looking around, there's better. There is the spring coming out of that pipe there. For the night, which means I've now walked 21 miles today, and it's not even 3 o'clock, and dang, it feels good. That felt so nice and smooth and easy. Now I just gotta do what I always do every evening, hang out and wait for the rest of the crew to get here, and then maybe there'll be campers here that we can try and make friends with and convince them to drive us to town in the morning. But most importantly, there's porta potties, picnic tables, and tent spots. This is my campsite for the night. Picnic table, tree. That looked like a good spot on the tree, but I can see some sap dropping and I don't want to ruin my tent. And then my tent. And then right there is the bathroom, and somewhere over there is the place we'll hitch tomorrow morning. Good morning from day 20. Walking out of the campground, about to start the hitch into Ridgecrest. We'll split up into 2 different groups. I think I'll start hitching with Soren and Mia, hopefully go to Denny's or whatever's close to Walmart, then get our resupply, then get back on trail. Food for the next 2.5 days. Now I'm heading to pick up permethrin bug spray.
I have a problem with candy.
We need to film you back.
Can't even stand up straight.
Burritos sticking out the bag.
Back on trail. So this morning, if I didn't say, we hiked 0.7 miles from where we camped to the road. Me, Mia, and Soren hitched in with one guy, and then Isabel, Dirt Nap, and Emily hitched in another ride. Went to Walmart, ate at Chipotle, and then the guy who drove this other 3 gave us all a ride back. Sergio, who maintains the water cache at Walker Pass. So big thank you to him And so now it's 1:30, getting back on trail at Walker Pass. The goal for me today, I plan to do around 13 to 14 miles. And then the others, probably 12 to 14 miles. So we might not camp tonight, which normally when I see my family is at night. So if I don't see anyone tonight, it might mean I don't see them again till Kenny Meadows, which is fine. We all plan on getting to Kenny Meadows by Thursday. We'll probably be just at different times of day. But this climb out of Walker Pass is uphill for the next 7 or 8 miles. Thankfully, I mean, it's hot, but it's not hot where we have to avoid hiking in the early afternoon. So just go slow, drink a lot of water, and I'll be fine. I think it's really cool to look back and see the switchbacks we just climbed to get up to where we are. And way off in the distance down there is the highway that we were dropped back off to keep hiking. I'm in a very good mood today. Well, first off, hiking is going great. It's really, really pretty. Here's the trail. It's kind of reminding me a little bit of home today. It's less of a desert feeling and more of a mountainy feeling, so it feels great. I'm feeling strong, no soreness. This is feeling easy. But then also, when we were in town today, I got to talk to Chad and I got to talk to my mom. So today has been a phenomenal day. Very, very happy. And I have already hiked 8 miles. And so with the goal of, I think it was 13.5, I think it was. Anyway, I have about 5 miles left to go for the day. And for starting at 1:30, it's not bad at all. Right now it's about 4 o'clock, so should finish that up really quick, but feeling good. I'm just so in love with the trail today. It's so pretty. And also amazing knowing those big mountains way off in the distance are the Sierra Nevada mountains that will be in about 40 miles. This is the campsite I was originally going to camp at, but I'm not convinced my family is going to make it here tonight. And there's been reports of a bear in the area, a bear that's tagged and apparently not scared at all by people. So given that, I don't want to camp alone, especially because I'm not sure my family's going to make it here. So what I've opted to do instead is go a 1/4 mile further, where I know there will be at least 3 other hikers tenting. Some hikers I literally just met at the last water source 1.3 miles back, named Jocelyn and Vicky from Canada, and then a guy named Cole, and they said they're going to 666.3, so 1/4 mile further. To me, it's worth it for the peace of mind that I will be camping with other people if there's a bear in the area. As a side note, to answer any question about how I'm storing my food in this section is I'm just sleeping with it in my tent. That's all. I have a rope to hang my food from a tree, but I've done that only once because there haven't been good trees to do that, because it's supposed to be, these might not even be the exact things, but a branch is at least 12 feet high and then 6 feet from the trunk of the tree There aren't trees like that in Southern California, so I've just been sleeping with it in my tent. So again, will make me much more comfortable if I'm sleeping around other people tonight. And then when we get to the Sierra, well, Kenny Meadows in 40 miles, Chad has shipped me my bear canister. It's actually required to carry a bear canister through the Sierra because of the bears. But for now, I'll be camping with some new people tonight. So I might not film any more tonight, but today was a phenomenal day. And again, puts me up for 37 miles to get to Kenny Meadows, and then over the next 2 days. The views from night from my campsite are beautiful. So this is one direction over there, and on the other side we have this. And camp is right down there. Again, new people I don't want to video by, but beautiful views.